Look at the winds turn to the north and east. That means lake effect snow up to 2 feet falling on the Tegco Plateau. South of Buffalo could be up to a foot of total snowfall. And behind that, a dose of reality as wind chills in the Midwest jump into the teens or below zero, and highs in the Northeast are only in the 30s. Mary?
A potentially soggy and cold start to the new year for so many. Greg, thank you. Meanwhile, here in New York, police are on high alert heading into New Year's Eve. Roughly 1 million people are expected to pack Times Square to watch the ball drop tomorrow night. The ball there getting its final test before the new year arrives. Following, though, the Christmas market attack in Germany, the NYPD commissioner is promising a tremendous police presence. ABC's Aaron Kotursky in Times Square.
Tonight, with 1 million people ready to ring in 2025 in Times Square, the New York Police Department is positioning to keep them safe.
The public can expect to see a tremendous amount of police resources deployed throughout the area and across the city.
That includes thousands of officers, bomb-sniffing dogs, and drones. This year's security plan also reflects the recent Christmas market attack in Germany.
A vehicle ramming incident is why we have the sand trucks, the blocker cars, and all of the other resources that we'll have. So we are very confident it's going to be a safe and enjoyable evening for all.
There are similar preparations in Las Vegas, where 350,000 people are again expected on the Strip, and in San Francisco, where 200,000 will watch fireworks from the waterfront. Authorities say all of these events remain attractive targets, but there are no credible threats. Police are taking no chances, Mary. Manholes will be sealed up, trash cans removed, and spectators are allowed no umbrellas, bags, or booze. Mary?
Okay, Aaron, thank you. We move on now to a developing story. Tonight, the Biden administration is blaming China for a major security breach targeting the U.S. Treasury Department. Hackers gaining access to employee workstations and unclassified documents. Here's ABC's Elizabeth Schulze.
Tonight, the Treasury Department notifying Congress it was targeted by Chinese state-sponsored hackers in a major security breach. The department says it learned earlier this month hackers were able to infiltrate a third-party software provider, remotely log into Treasury employees' workstations, and gain access to unclassified documents. The Biden administration warning just days ago about China's threat to the telecom sector.
The reality is that China is targeting critical infrastructure in the United States.
Just last month, a China-backed group called Salt Typhoon hacked into 9 telecommunications companies, gaining access to the cell phones of high-profile Americans, including top Biden administration officials.
Mary, it's unclear if the two hacks are related. Tonight, the Treasury says it's working with the FBI to determine the extent of the breach on its systems. Mary?
Troubling development. Elizabeth, thank you. Now to the FBI issuing formal warnings to professional sports leagues following another high-profile break-in. Thieves this time targeting the home of an NBA star, stealing thousands of dollars in jewelry. Multiple pro athletes burglarized since September. Here's ABC's Trevor Ault.
Tonight, the FBI warning sports leagues about criminals targeting the homes of professional athletes. Dallas Maverick star Luka Doncic, the latest in the growing list of victims. Thieves reportedly making off with $30,000 worth of jewelry. His rep telling ESPN no one was home at the time, and thankfully Luka and his family are safe. The FBI says organized theft groups from South America target athletes' homes due to the perception they may have high-end goods like designer handbags, jewelry, watches, and cash, often tracking potential victims using social media. 3 weeks ago, thieves entered the home of Cincinnati Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow.
I feel like my privacy has been violated in more ways than one.
And burglars also targeted Kansas City Chiefs stars Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes.
It's frustrating, it's disappointing, but I can't get into too many of the details.
Mary, officials believe these groups are well organized, conducting surveillance by posing as joggers or deploying drones. The leagues are urging players to beef up their home security. Mary.
Okay, Trevor, thank you. Tonight, President-elect Donald Trump is hoping to avoid a showdown within his own party. He's now fully endorsing Speaker Mike Johnson for another term ahead of a vote in the House this week. But Johnson still may not have enough support. Republicans with a razor-thin margin. And the stakes are high. Without a speaker, the House would likely be unable to certify Trump's victory. Here's ABC's Mary Alice Parks.
Tonight, President-elect Donald Trump throwing his support behind Speaker of the House Mike Johnson, saying Johnson has his complete and total endorsement in his fight to keep the gavel. Speaker Mike Johnson is a good, hardworking, religious man, Trump wrote on social media, urging fellow Republicans to get in line, writing, "Let's not blow this great opportunity which we've been given." Johnson has been facing pushback from the far right for weeks. Earlier this month, Trump ally Steve Bannon blasting the speaker for his willingness to work with Democrats to pass a spending bill.
Johnson's not up to the task and he's got to go, right? He's got to go. Should Johnson be Speaker of the House?
The vote is going to be close. Speaker Johnson can likely only afford to lose one Republican, and the stakes could not be higher for the incoming administration. The House will be at a standstill, likely unable to even certify Trump's election until a speaker is chosen.
Now, it's unclear whether Trump's endorsement will sway those fiscal hawks who've been angry at Johnson, but the speaker was still grateful for the support, writing on X that he's ready to deliver on Trump's America First agenda. Mary?
A critical test for the speaker and the incoming president. Mary Alice, thank you. The stock market is limping its way into the new year. The Dow losing 418 points today, closing at 42,573. That so-called Santa Claus rally after Christmas so far failing to emerge. And when we come back, remembering Linda Lavin, the award-winning star best known as Alice from Mel's Diner. And the tense moments during takeoff at one of the country's busiest airports. Air traffic controllers preventing what could have been a disaster. Next tonight, some tense moments on the runway at one of America's busiest airports. Stop. Air traffic controllers at LAX telling a plane to hold as it was about to cross the runway as a Delta passenger jet was about to take off. That smaller plane stopping just in time and did not cross into the runway. The Delta jet already in the air when it passed. And when we come back, tributes pour in for Linda Lavin, the Alice star and Tony Award-winning actress, has died. To the index now, and a passing to note. Tony Award-winning actress Linda Lavin, best known for her role as Alice, the hard-working single mom from Mel's Diner. The show ran from 1976 to 1985. She later starred in several Broadway productions and kept working, appearing in the new Netflix series No Good Deed. Her representative said she died Sunday of complications from recently diagnosed lung cancer. Linda Lavin was 87. And when we come back, a look at some of the thousands of lives touched by former President Jimmy Carter, and one incredible little boy in particular. Finally tonight, Jimmy Carter and what he did in the 40-plus years after the White House that changed the world for so many. It is perhaps Jimmy Carter's most enduring legacy, the thousands of lives he touched as a humanitarian, peacemaker, and visionary. He may have served just a single term in the White House, but Carter dedicated a lifetime to service.
We didn't know what we were going to do the rest of our lives, and we decided to take on projects that no one else wanted to do.
He and his wife Rosalind founding the Carter Center a year after he left office, traveling the world to protect human rights, democracy, and invest in public health, launching a campaign to eradicate guinea worm disease. Through his partnership with Habitat for Humanity, building, renovating, and repairing nearly 4,400 homes over 4 decades. The Carters right there building alongside volunteers.
The joy of what they've done over the decades to get this working and to have it grow like it has.
In 2002, Carter honored with a Nobel Peace Prize for his work with the Carter Center, a first for a former president.
We can choose to alleviate suffering. We can choose to work together for peace.
Through it all, Carter making unforgettable personal connections, like with Maddie Stepanek, the boy bravely battling muscular dystrophy, writing best-selling books of poetry that he called heart songs.
I need a hope, a new hope, a hope that inspires me to live. I write poetry and I wish to be a peacemaker.